Have you ever kept yourself awake at night because you couldn't stop thinking about something you had coming up? Maybe it's a wedding, a speaking engagement, a book presentation, whatever it is, there are things that happen in our lives that end up becoming so much more powerful in our heads than they are in action. Let's explore more about overthinking and how we can stop doing it so we can just take awesome action in delivering. Welcome to another episode of the Inspired Love, Life, and Business Podcast. This is our Money Motivation episode where we're going to share a quick tip about how to get out of your mind and into the right zone for delivering your best when it comes to anything that you have coming up. So hopefully this will start your week out really nice and fresh. And you'll keep this in mind anytime you start thinking about what could possibly go wrong in all of the situations that happen on a weekly basis. Hopefully this will make things easier for you as you prepare for the week. When you first sign up for your half marathon, or maybe for me, more like a 5K, or you say yes to attending a wedding, or even being a bridesmaid, or you have this big presentation coming up at work, or you have a call with a potential first client ever. Those things can be huge, but there are also small things like just being a part of an event. You just go because someone invited you. Just a small gathering of a group of friends. These things may seem big or small depending on who you are and what you're comfortable with. But from the day that you accept this challenge or this invitation to the day that it happens, our minds tend to take us through several different things. So one, what are all the things I can do to prepare? Two, holy cow, I don't know how I'm going to enjoy this process because I'm not used to meeting new people. I'm not used to getting into events, or I don't love running at all. All of these things, including how is this going to go wrong? I can get so embarrassed talking to these people. What if she brings someone new to this event, this small gathering? I know Stacy loves to invite people that she's just met. And what if I don't know them? How will I start that conversation? Or will I get awkward? Or for the marathon, what if I take so much longer than I anticipated? Or I twist my ankle? Or I wake up late? There are all of these things that will go through our heads. And in all of this, after regular practice, you'll remind yourself to stay in the present and knowing that delivering your best is all that you can do. So as the time approaches for you to deliver, during the time that you prepare, remind yourself that this moment that I'm taking is going to help me to show up at my best. And every time you do that and you settle into the faith and the belief that everything is going to come together regardless of outside forces. For that half marathon, it might be storming and raining. The weather might not turn out. You might show up late. But no matter what happens, you're going to finish and you're going to show up and do your best. That's all that you can expect. So in all the moments in between, all of the times that you talk to yourself, remind yourself that no matter what, I'm going to be okay. No matter what, it's going to be awesome. No matter what, it's going to be fun. And yeah, it's going to take a little bit of practice, and it seems or sounds really simple until you actually put it into action. And it's something that I've had to practice to get to this point where I've just had to let it go and go with the flow. Maybe for some of you, it's easier to prepare each day, do a little chunk of getting used to having conversations with someone that you don't know. It's a little chunk of preparing for that half marathon by practicing the running. Back in the day, I used to sign up for all these half marathons, and the excitement of it all, because my friend was a runner, was super awesome because I wanted to be able to support her. But I continue to tell myself every single day that I got up to prepare for it. What the heck are you thinking? What? 2 or 3 hours of just running that's not who you are. That's not what you're good at. How are you even going to accomplish it? And every time I would flake, I wouldn't show up for that half marathon. And I'm telling you, I signed up for, I think 5 or even up to 8. I mean, this was over a decade ago. It was a while ago, but it was just really exciting to support her. And ultimately, it became this situation where she was like, okay, I love you. Thank you so much for being there for me. You don't have to sign up. It's not your thing, and that's okay. And I think that's a part of it as well, is knowing that some things aren't your thing. Some things just aren't where you shine because it's not your genius zone or it's not what you love. And that's okay. Showing up as yourself, authentically showing up and just being who you are, the best that you can when the moment comes, is exactly what you need to be. Exactly how you should be. And that's all that anyone who cares for you expects of you, is that you'll show up and that you'll do the best that you can. Sometimes your best when it's an awesome day is going to be at a higher level than your best on a day where you've really struggled, because so many things have come crashing in on you and your deliverance of your best looks different. But knowing and trusting that this is one day, one experience, one moment, and that the next one will be better, the next one is going to be different, is something that's going to help you to show up. So just a quick recap of it all. Whenever you set yourself up for a certain situation, event, or whenever you set yourself up for a situation or event, or you commit to something, it's okay to stop talking to yourself about how it's all going to go. It's okay to quiet your mind down whenever it starts to tell you all of the horrible things that might happen, or how you're not going to show up, or how you're not going to deliver, or how you're not going to meet expectations. During those times, you sit and you say, okay, that might happen, or it might not. But this is how I'm preparing. All right, I could get really embarrassed talking to that person, but you know what? I can laugh it off and it's going to be okay. I might twist an ankle, but I would have shown up. I would have been there, and I'm going to make it through to the best of my ability. Without the broken ankle or with the broken ankle. With a broken ankle, it might end up a little bit different. But if I get to accomplish it, whether I do it in a certain time or not, that's a huge goal because I haven't completed one before. And there are so many people out there like Nin who signs up for half marathons and never even show up that day because she's so terrified that she talks herself out of it. There are moments where you can just remind yourself when you start hearing all of that chatter in your brain, thanks for the reminder. Thanks for making me aware of this, but this is how I prepared. This is how I expect it's going to go. And I've decided to show up. And I'm going to. I'm going to because I'm not tied to the results. I'm not tied to how it's going to go. Whether or not I meet new people, whether or not the conversations flow really well, whether or not I finish in an awesome time, whether I get first place or last place, I'm going to show up because that's what I've committed myself to. It's going to be great. And if it's not great, it's going to be okay. It's something else I can check off to say, I did this, I tried, I trusted myself, and that will help me to build more courage in the next events that I sign myself up for, that I get invited to, or that I challenge myself with. I hope that this helps to get you going for this week. Let me know by subscribing and connecting with me on social media. Thanks so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.